We are ready now for our final match of the 1993 ABC Bud Light Masters. Norm Duke, the professional, facing Patrick Allen. Allen will start.
The surprise of the tournament, young Patrick Allen, 22 years old, with a chance to be the ABC Masters champion.
And a great way to start.
And the winner of the American Bowling Congress Bud Light Masters gets a 3-year exemption into the Firestone, which used to be the Firestone, now the General Tire Tournament of Champions, held in Akron. Norm Duke would qualify if he were to win. Of course, Patrick Allen, an amateur, would not be eligible.
And Duke, who mentioned to you, Earl, that he really missed out on being invited into that Tournament of Champions, would love to go back, and for him, a good way to answer.
He's always been one of the toughest and steadiest performers on the PBA Tour, just not a winner. Something always seems to go wrong when Norm gets a chance to win. He'll miss a crucial spare, or he'll leave one pin spare when he needs a strike. Something just doesn't click when he really needs it. Maybe today, it's a chance to win a major championship here. He'll get it all together.
Bit high. Norm Duke's wife, Karen, as you mentioned, maybe a settling influence on him. Norm, the youngest to ever win a PBA Tour title. That came in the '83 Cleveland Open at the age of 18.
I remember that very well. I was one of the guys he beat that day.
Probably didn't look much different than he does today.
He still looks like an elf, doesn't he? A little bit like a little guy. He's just a little guy. You know, he's a very talented player and very much a good match play bowler.
And he converts on the spare in the second. And you see even Duke trying to calm his nerves just a little bit. We talk about a guy who has been steady. It's this one, Patrick Allen. This is his 4th start in the ABC Masters. Never has made the cut. Never has cashed in. Boy, is he going to cash in today.
Generally, psychologically, in your mind, as you get up to bowl in the championship match, the guy that won the match before has a slight edge. He's already bowled a game. He won it. He has nothing to lose, everything to gain. Whereas the leader, he's trying to hang on. He's led the tournament. He thinks he's already won it. Now he's got to give this guy a chance to win it back. Patrick Allen not letting up.
How much difference does it make to have bowled one time on these lanes already?
It's an advantage. In my estimation over the years, I've always felt it's about a 30-pin edge for the guy that wins the previous match. He's relaxed. He doesn't have to get accustomed to bowling on the championship pair with the cameras on. Norm Duke, no matter how many times you've been on television, it still takes you 2 or 3 frames to get acclimated. Meanwhile, Patrick Allen could start with 3 in a row and a 20-pin lead. Duke would be in the position of trying to catch up.
Instead of 3 in a row, he comes up with the big split, the 4-7-10. This one was converted earlier, not by Patrick Allen, but by Parker Bone.
And here's a look at that last ball. He just got it hooking a little early. A mistake that most everybody makes occasionally. Unfortunately, he paid the full penalty. Let's see if he can slide the 4 into the 10. Ball speed has to be high, cross lane. Got a chance.
Good close, but not quite there.
You know, speaking of how you think in this situation, here's a good example. The shirt that Norm Duke has on is put out by the American Bowling Congress, and it's called Mindset. And the idea of the shirt, you see the design on the shirt, is to get you in the right frame of mind to perform at your peak. And that's what it's for, and that's why he's wearing it. Maybe it'll help him.
We'll see if those arrows are pointed in the right direction. They were on that shot. 5-pin lead now for Norm Duke. Let's see if he seizes on that open that Allen gave him in the 3rd.
Normally, if you make a mistake against this caliber of a player, they jump on you. You can almost expect it. When you make a mistake, you pay twice the penalty. Your own error, you paid for, and then your opponent jumps on you for another 10 or 20 pins. So you can almost count on it. A little more speed there.
And a better reaction. reaction.
Much better. Remember, he was high on that lane last time, and he came back shaking his head. He made the adjustment, increased the ball speed, the ball held the line.
So now, for maybe the first time, Patrick Allen really feeling the pressure. He was always in front in his match with Parker Bohn. And now he finds himself trailing for the first time today, down 15. How's that for an answer?
Well, he sure doesn't show any stress, does he? He just gets out there and gets the job done, and he shook off that open frame that he had in the third with the big split like it never happened. Just went out and made a great shot. He's not going to roll
down to the 120 bowlers by just 2 pins.
First place, $43,000 plus. Beautiful trophy, the right to be called the American Bowling Congress Masters Champion.
And trying to become the second consecutive amateur to win this prestigious tournament. But he's facing a very tough competitor in Norm Duke, who averaged .245 in match play.
That's phenomenal. Phenomenal. That's a record, and it's a phenomenal scorer. It's just unbelievable that anyone can average .245 for the number of games over crossing pairs of lanes in this type of very intense competition.
A spare for Allen in the 5th, but still trailing Duke by 15. And Duke has the ABC Masters 3-game series record. He rolled an 857 and 89, and if you thought that was a fluke, how about an 821 that he rolled in the semifinals here this year?
Carry, come on.
It did carry. 3 in a row now for Duke, and his wife Karen is extremely happy with how things are developing here. Her husband now leads by 25.
And again, I mentioned the fact that the tension that the spouse feels is probably much more so than Norm is feeling. Norm can do something. He get out there and he's performing and he's doing what he does best. His wife has to sit there and just pull for him, and she can't even roll one of the balls for him, so it's harder on her than it is Norm.
He just asked for his lone re-rack. For Duke, his best finish this year, he was second in the True Value Open in Peoria.
One of my favorite stops on the tour, Peoria, Illinois. What a great town.
A little bit high all the way.
And when he let go of that ball, he made a mistake in his release. He knew it. You saw him down on his knees hoping he wouldn't split. What he did is he got around to the side of that ball early. And when you do that, it almost always goes high on the head pin. Now here's a look at his release. Watch his hand rotate more so and earlier than normal. Right here, you'll start to see it. It's already on the side. And all you can do from there is lift. And when you lift, you create early roll. You create a early roll, the ball goes high in the head pin. That's exactly what happened.
Sounds easy.
Unfortunately, once it's gone, it's gone. You can't change it.
That's right. Boy, he goes after those spares so softly.
Well, what he does, he throws the ball dead straight. It's like almost a reverse hook.
So Norm Duke has the 23-pin lead. He is through 6 frames, and we'll return to the Tulsa Convention Center in just a moment. We move now to the 8th frame. Norm Duke with just a 13-pin lead. Both players have been struggling on this left lane. Let's see who can solve it.
Again, back to good solid ball speed there from Norm Duke, and that's the key for him on the left-hand lane. Patrick Allen will only have to bowl there once more, the 9th frame. Norm Duke chose, as higher in the standings, he gets to pick his finishing and starting lane. He decided he'd finish on lane 29, the more difficult of the two. We'll find out if that was a good choice or not when it comes down to the 10th frame. Patrick Allen in a must-strike situation here. He can't afford to miss.
For 3 in a row. There it is. I'll tell you, you have to be impressed with the composure of this 22-year-old amateur.
I am. I'm definitely very impressed. And here's the key shot for the match. Right now, Patrick Allen on the more difficult of the two lanes, lane 29, if he should strike here, would put tremendous pressure on Norm Duke. And you can see Norm Duke, when a man's sitting there and he's breathing through his mouth, he's feeling pressure.
His wife, Karen, sits nervously behind him. Will he get it on the 7? No, the headpin came flying across the lane, but did not trip out the 7. Boy, a tough break.
And what a great shot.
Patrick Allen.
A crucial situation, probably the biggest shot of his young career, and he did it extremely well. Can't let that affect him now. He has to make this spare. Still very much in the match.
Taking his time on the 7-pin. Got it close to the channel, but
here's a good look at his first ball. He's going for the strike on the more difficult of the lanes, lane 29, and he made a great shot. He increased the speed, increased the loft, more rotation. The ball hits extremely hard. But watch the head pin, as Dave mentioned, goes all the way to the sidewall, comes all the way back across, and the pin in the channel, which is the 4-pin, kept the head pin from knocking out the 7-pin. Bad luck. Remember, Norm Duke, our tournament leader, has had trouble in the past finishing out a clutch match. Got away with one there, folks. Let me tell you. He lost his footing. The ball just fell off his hand, dead in the pocket. And you can see the look of relief on his face. Patrick Allen wondering, what do I have to do?
Yeah, right.
All right, this is the big shot here because it's not over. Patrick Allen still has the opportunity to shoot 224. Norm Duke right now going at a 238 pace. But an open would put him right back in the match. He has to keep the speed up. He yanked it a little bit. And he got it. All right for Norm. And the look of relief on his wife's face.
How about that? Norm Duke, a strong finish here. Strike starting in the 7th frame, in the 8th, and the 9th, and one more here in the 10th. And finally, a sigh of relief and a kiss for the bowling ball.
All right, now keep it on the deck. That's all you got to do, Norm. Keep it on the deck. And we got a winner.
We do have a winner. Norm Duke wins the 43rd annual 1993 Bud Light Masters champion. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back to crown him in just a moment. Center in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Here's your champion, Norm Duke, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations. How's it feel?
I don't know yet. It feels really good. I didn't feel like I played to the best of my ability, but it's a lot of pressure. It's been a long time since I've been in this position.
This is your biggest win, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
Congratulations. Paula Brown is here from Anheuser-Busch with a nice check on hand.
Norm, on behalf of Anheuser-Busch and the Bud Light brand, proud sponsors of the ABC Masters Tournament, it's with great pleasure that I present you this check for $43,600. Congratulations.
Thank you, Paul. Pam? Paula? I'm sorry. I'd like to special thanks to ABC, Ted Malonis. Every year they host this tournament. It's a great event. We'd also like to thank Bud Light for their involvement with the PBA and ABC.
All right, we have no more time here at the Tulsa Convention Center. For Earl Anthony, I'm Dave Armstrong. We say so long once again. Congratulations to our champion, Norm Duke. Tremendous win here today. So long, everybody.